In law enforcement, we survive by predicting the future. We read body language, we watch hands, we scan intersections. We build a mental map of how our shift and our career is supposed to go. But what happens when the map lies to you? What happens when you climb to the top of the hill, expecting an easy finish, and instead you see a mountain range you aren't equipped to climb? Today, we're talking about the one thing every cop hates more than bad radios: change. And I'm going to show you, using a story from 1805 and a text from the Bible, why your old way of doing things might be the very thing that kills your career in this new season. Let's go back to August 12th, 1805. Meriwether Lewis, of the famous Lewis and Clark expedition, is hiking up the Lemhi Pass. For 2 years, he and his men had been dragging heavy dugout canoes up the Missouri River. It was brutal work, but they had a plan. Intelligence at the time told them that once they crossed the Continental Divide, they would find a nice, gentle river flowing west to the ocean. They thought the hard work was done. They thought they would just hop in the canoes and float to the finish line. Lewis gets to the top of the ridge and he looks west, and his heart stops. There is no river. There is no easy path. He sees the Rocky Mountains, endless, jagged, snow-capped peaks stretching as far as the eye can see. In that second, Meriwether Lewis realized 3 things. 1, his map was wrong. 2, the skills that got him here, river navigation, wouldn't get him there. And 3, his most valuable equipment, those canoes, were now just heavy, useless junk. If they tried to drag those canoes over the Rockies, they would die. To survive, they had to trade their boats for horses. They had to change everything. Every officer watching this video has had a Lemhi Pass moment. Maybe you had a map for your career. You thought, I'll do 5 years on patrol, make detective, get weekends off, then coast to retirement. Then reality hits. Maybe you got injured. Maybe you got passed over for that promotion you deserved. Maybe a new chief came in and disbanded your unit. Suddenly the terrain changed, and you're standing there holding a canoe, an old skill set, an old schedule, an old way of policing that doesn't work in this new season. The temptation is to get bitter, to stand on the ridge and scream at the mountains, to say, this isn't fair. It wasn't supposed to be this way. But looking at the mountains doesn't make them move. There's ancient wisdom for this. In the book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon writes, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven." He goes on to say that there is a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Solomon is reminding us that life isn't a straight line. It's a series of seasons. The river was a season. It was good, but it's over. The mountain is a season. It's hard, but it's here. So how do we survive this shift? We need an anchor. In Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, the Bible says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. This is your tactical anchor. Policies change. Command staff changes. Public opinion changes. Even you change. If you anchor your identity in your rank or your assignment, you will be unstable because those things move. But if you anchor your identity in God, you are standing on a foundation that does not shift. God was with Lewis on the river, and he was with Lewis on the mountain. He hasn't left you just because the terrain got steep. Here's the hard truth I need you to hear today. Some of you are exhausted, not because the job is hard, but because you are still dragging a canoe up a mountain. You are holding on to a grudge from 3 years ago. You're holding on to a way of doing the job that doesn't work anymore. You are bitter about a change you can't control. That canoe is heavy and it's useless. So here's your challenge. Identify your canoe. What is the one thing, the one attitude, the one grudge, the one good old days memory that is slowing you down? You have a choice. You can die with your canoe, bitter and stuck, or you can find a horse, You can adapt. You can say, God, I don't like this new terrain, but I trust that you are leading me through it. Change is inevitable. Defeat is optional. The mission hasn't changed, just the terrain. So drop the canoe, trust the anchor, and keep moving forward. I'm Adam Burton, chaplain for the Maysville Police Department. Stay safe, watch your six, and I'll see you next time.